professional issues that information systems bring or uh, exists in the implementation and the use of information systems. So we are looking at firstly both the physical and the electrical concern in terms of security. The physical and electronic security concerns that are associated with information system. So let's start by talking about the physical security. So when we're talking about physical security, we are looking at the measures that are actually designed to prevent people from accessing or prevent people that are not authorized from accessing facilities, from accessing resources, from accessing maybe equipment, and to also protect the people and also the property from damage or from harm. When you talk about people, we are talking about the staff, the people working in the organization. So security revolves around the safety of resources, the safety of equipment, the safety of personnel within that organization. That is physical security. So it is basically the protection of personnel, the protection of hardware, the protection of software, the protection of network, the protection of data from any physical actions that can cause loss or can cause damage to the organization. Okay, so it can include things like protection from fire, protection from floods, from natural disasters, from theft, from vandalism, from terrorism, etc., etc., etc. Now, physical security is very important and it should not be underestimated. We need to make sure that this physical security in the organization, okay? Now, when you talk about physical security, we're also talking about the use of you can use multiple layers of independent systems. For example, we have the CCTV surveillance. You can use security guards. You can use barriers, locks, access controls. You can have parameter intrusion detection. These devices that when somebody intrudes into the parameter, they detect and an alarm goes. Okay, there are so many other systems that are designed to protect persons and property. So there are three major components of physical security, which include one, access control. Access control simply means you want to allow only the people that are authorized to access a facility or to access a resource. You allow only those people to access it. Okay. There is surveillance and there is also testing. Okay. So that is physical security. Now, what is the intentions of physical security systems? Why should we put physical security systems in our organizations? Why should we put physical security systems in our farms? It is majorly for three intentions. And the first one is those systems are intended to actually deter any potential intruders. For example, it gives warning signs, it gives security lighting, and we have some parameter markings that are going to deter people that intend to intrude or potential intruders. Number three is to detect intrusions and also to monitor or put records of the intruders. For example, we have intruder alarms that will detect when somebody intrudes, and we also have CCTV systems that are going to put records for the intruders. The third intention is to trigger the appropriate incident response. For example, if an alarm goes, then that alerts the security guards, that alerts the police, and they can come in sending a response. We have, that is physical security issues. Then we have policy issues. Policy issues. Now, when we talk about physical security, we are also talking about the requirements that yani got class. Can it, today is that okay? Hang around, just hang around. All right, all right. So we require that the building sites be safeguarded in a way that the risks are minimized, in a way that the theft of resources is minimized, in a way that destruction of resources is actually minimized. Now, for this to be able to be accomplished, we need to have decision makers that must be concerned about building construction. We have room assignments, we have the emergency procedures, regulations, regulations governing equipment placement, the use of equipment, the power supplies, how products are handled, what are the relationship between what is the relationship between the outside constructors and the agencies, etc, etc, etc. So we have examples of physical threats which include: one, we have natural events. I have mentioned things like floods, earthquakes, and tornadoes. We have other environmental conditions. For example, we can have extreme temperatures, we can have high humidity or maybe heavy rains, or we have thunder and lightning. Then we also have international acts of destruction. For example, an international theft or vandalism or arson. We have also an intentional destructive act, an act that somebody did, but it was not intentional. The person did not intend to actually do that. For example, spilled drinks. You might be taking some coffee and that coffee spills on the machine and all that. We have overloaded electrical outlets, and we have bad plumbing when a plumber does the plumbing and it's done the wrong way. Then we have the electronic security. Okay, so the electronic, in electronic security, we're talking about the protection resulting from all the measures designed to deny persons that are unauthorized to information or of value. Okay, you prevent people from accessing information that is of value. So we have, when you talk about electronic security, we are referring to any electronic equipment that can perform some security operations. For example, the surveillance, the access control, the alarming, or an intrusion control to a facility, or maybe an area that uses maybe a power from the main supply, or maybe let's say a backup battery, etc. Okay, so it can also include operations, for example, the electrical, the mechanical gear. Now, in the process of you determining the type of security system is based on the area that you want to protect and what threats are there. What is the area that you want to protect and what threats are there? The role of security, the role of electronic security system is to simply leverage innovation in what we call defensive holding by anticipating unapproved access to individuals and property. You are just the role is to simply make sure that unapproved property and unapproved individuals are not accessible. The importance of these systems, okay, is simply um, simply for security reasons. So we have them. We have them that are. We have them used in corporate workplaces. We have them in commercial places. We have them in shopping centers. Okay, they are used in railway stations. We have public places. We have so many other places that these systems are used, and they are greatly welcome. Now, this is because uh, 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 these systems can actually be controlled from a remote zone. So they also utilize what we call the access control systems. There's fire recognition. There's what we call avoidance systems and attendance record systems. All these systems. Now it's important to keep a record of whoever came in and whoever came out for the purposes of security. Now, the classification of electronic systems is based on functioning, the functioning, okay? But we can still do it in different ways. We can do it based on functioning. We can classify based on the technology that is used. We can classify based on the conditions that are necessary for that system. So if we categorize the security systems based on functioning, then we are going to have the following security systems. For the first one is the CCTV surveillance security systems. The second one is the fire detection or alarming system. The third is the access control or attendance system. If we classify based on functions, we're going to have those three.